So today we're getting ready to do my favorite transition, which is to bring the pups into the largest and most appealing field that we have for puppies. It's Doggy Disneyland, truly. We have taken the livestock out of the field that are usually here and given them their 4 sweet sheep. The puppies are going to come through the doorway that the camera's pointed to. My crew is bringing them out of their familiar area into an area that they've been back and forth in when we've done barrier challenge work and stuff. So they know the dog the camera's faced at, they know the pen on the other side, but they've never been through this doorway. So they're going to be given the opportunity to come the rest of this way. They can choose to stay there, they can choose to come on past me and go into the field, which is what I think they'll do. And my crew will come in ahead of them. Krista, come out and come with them and come on in front with them. So the puppies are milling around back there. They think they've gone as far as they're going to go. They don't realize that there's a gate open. Kathy or Krista, come through at the front with those pups. There you go. So just stand there and let them know that they can follow you. Good job, puppies. All right. Good baby, look at you. Nice. So you guys can just sort of hang out there. You can walk back and forth and under there with the pups. We'll just give them a chance to figure out. Well, yes. This is what I thought they'd do. So, Krista, you stay with the front ones. Kathy will take care of the back ones. Do you remember last time, Krista, where they came out and went to the left?
Yep.
Look at what they're doing. This is the second litter in a row that has done exactly this behavior. Come out and go to the left and go up and around. You see what they're doing? Just exactly like last year's pups did. Yep. It's fascinating. So up there on that green spot is mud. They spent a minute there and then off they go. Their mother is on the other side of that fence and a dog that they haven't met before. So what the puppies are supposed to do when they come into a new area, dogs, any of these livestock guys, is own it. Just to define the perimeter for themselves. These puppies came into this field and immediately went to the left and kept right on going. If they were spooky, they would have hung out back at the barn, or they would have gone part way and then turned into puppies and played. Last year's puppies were younger when we did this, and they did that. They did part of the perimeter and then they just blew it off in favor of having a good time. These guys have stuck with it longer. They are very purposefully following the outline of this field. Those 4 sheep are their sheep, so they're comfortable with that. Get these guys charging back here. They're talking to their mom and Yeti, who's a neutered male dog up there, who's a big galoot that would really like to play with them and would just he'd knock them over like bowling pins. So we don't do that till a little later. There you are. These guys are just doing wonderfully. Here's the rest. Go, Bobby, go!
Wait a minute, I'm behind. My buddies have left me. What's the story here? They're getting something on that.
And they're going to pop out behind that tree there. Down beyond Krista. Krista has the big job because she's out with the front runners, making sure everything's cool. Down, there's a big gully there. Usually there's water down there, which is really a fun thing for the puppies to discover. It's a little bit less interesting for me because the water's not there. It usually comes out from where that puppy's standing and goes down in. So they've given up the fence line, but they're definitely checking out the creek. So this is a screaming success because the puppies are broadcast all around. They're willing to be in ones and twos. They're covering this ground at great speed. They're not kind of creeping their way along. They're kabinging their way through everywhere. Tails are wagging. So they've doubled back now to where they started, and now they'll probably come back around and go up to the left and go again, or come back down in the creek. Hard to say, but they'll be back because this field is too enticing to leave. So we will stay out here, our volunteers, for, let's see if I can find anybody here. They'll be back. They go back to look at the smell that they left, and then they come back again. So the pups are up. I can't. The pups went back under the barn to where they started. I absolutely do not believe they did that because they were scared. They had to come through there in a hurry because coming out here was too enticing. But what's in there that they haven't had before is cow poo and lots of smells that they're not familiar with. So they're back there checking it out, and when they get bored with that, they'll be back. So we will hang out with them for half an hour or so, or depending on the litter of puppies. If they look like they're spooky, we won't leave them out here alone at all. If they look like these puppies, we will just make sure everything's like I think it is. And then the pups will spend the rest of the day out here. And they have the ability to go back to familiar ground. We leave all the gates open so they can go home if they want to. Look at this sheep. The sheep like it out here too. Here come the puppies with their sheep. Go, babies, go. It's so affirming to me to do this work with these guys and watch them nail it. Some of it looks like puppy play, but it isn't all. What they're doing, like they're just now doing the perimeter again, and they're hanging out with their sheep. They all came barreling after their sheep, which is what they're supposed to care about. Although they're about to blow off responsibility because there's mud up there, and that's a really popular spot for puppies to hang out. Here we go.
No, butter. Butter. Oh, this one figured it out. Butter. Butter's also trying to get through. Hey there, Red Clay.
Very nice. So at some point up around the top edge there, my little house dogs are going to discover that they're missing the fun, and they are screamers, and sometimes they blast the puppies right off the bank, and so my volunteers are aware to be ahead of that. Oh, it's been nice. It's nice to do this with the pups when it's cool because they're they move. Otherwise they eat breakfast and go to sleep like they did with the novel thing. They just go over and pile up and we're done.
People could use some of that too.
I lose them regularly because I can't see them in the viewfinder.
Straggler over here, the pink guy.
Well, somebody's up there with them, I think. I think Krista's still there. All right.